So Kathy, particularly in lake fishing, we do a lot of indicator fishing, strike indicators. That adds a bit of complexity to the casting stroke. So what are a couple tips to help us get that indicator and fly and swivel out there?
Well, you're always using a sinking fly on top of that. So you have your indicator, you usually have a little swivel, but it's a weighted fly. So you've got a contradiction of what's going on your leader. So if you pick up your cast and normally do a really tight loop and cast it out, you can get into a lot of problems because the indicator will catch your fly and you end up with this horrid knot and you have to cut everything off and start all over again. So I had actually talked about using a roll cast, and the roll cast is a great way to use this indicator. You just simply form that giant D loop with your right hand and you pop it over and it rolls everything
Flops
over
everything out.
and it keeps it all separate. So it's really easy to do, especially if you're a beginner. It works like a darn. You might have to do it once or twice because the fly is anchored in the water, but it's awesome.
But you can get it out far enough in your fishing.
Absolutely. And then as you progress and you get better at it, what you can actually do is drop your rod tip on your forward cast.
And shoot it out more.
And then it opens everything up. Tangles averted.
So Kathy, casting these heavy sinking lines add more unique situations. So what are a couple more tips to help master that heavy sinking line casting?
Well, unlike a floating line, it doesn't sit on the surface. It's subsurface, and they can be very slow sinking or very fast sinking. Regardless, they're underneath the surface of the water. So that roll cast I talked about usually doesn't work very well because the line is underneath the surface of the water. So how do you get that line out? You don't try and lift a whole bunch of line out of the water. What I do is retrieve it back and I lift my rod tip right at the end of my cast so I can see my leader. Then I go into just regular false casting. I make 2 or 3 casts and then shoot my line.
Perfect.